And once he gets like this Manta timing, PL is the counter to TA. When you add in a Beastmaster, a Naga, they have so much for refraction and they have so much tempo. And you look with a, what is it, a Lesh and a Willow support, like is this a thing? I feel like this entire draft might just get run over in the event they aren't crushing through the lanes, and I just don't think LGD is going to give them that.
Yeah, they need to make it work. Like I was kind of like joking around with you a little bit that you should have like the SD working with the Leshrac. This would be like a really powerful old school combination, but a lot more powerful now with the new Shadow Demon. But in this case, like they have Sam H to work with Cuckoo. Like SK is still being one of the greatest influencing roaming support heroes in the meta currently. So you can be all for it as long as they can have a little bit of help. Tims can always rotate. You'll be playing that Dark Willow. That puts Amel onto the Templar Assassin. And then last not least, Raven on the bottom. As far as LGD's lineup goes, Chalice will be that offlaner, Beastmaster. They haven't fully revealed their lanes just yet, but it kind of is. Like, Arme is going to be up at the top as the PL. We'll see where the supports want to settle. Somnus will definitely be mid lane as the Shadow Fiend, because, hey, it's Shadow Fiend, and that's where you throw them for mids. FY is Naga, and then X Nova's Disruptor.
I'm such a huge fan of TA, and I'm even bigger fan of Lesh, but I'm still not liking TNC's lineup. So maybe that says something about the heroes I think are good.
Maybe you got to take more into account like the speed the TNC plays at. That was one of the things the panel was highlighting. With the Templar Assassin, you can move a lot harder, a lot faster, as long as you get like a half decent start in the lane, which you should have against an SF.
I would agree. It's just that it's maybe, but if you, I'd like to see them help TA a bit, because I think you do much better in this matchup once you get that little bit of a head start. But if SF can secure early souls, you pressure TA pretty hard. I think this matchup's like 70-30 TA, but a lot of mid players that I know think it can be 50-50 if even players.
That's that point when you should probably be very happy that LGD didn't swap out the Naga for someone like a Clockwork and then give that SF even more power in the mid lane. Looks like Arme is already taking a decent amount of damage up on top. It's Lightning Storm, and Burrow Strike from Sam H, which is just being more of a nuisance up on that top. Gotta keep your eyes on all of them, however. Somnus can just explode once he gets up to level 3. Of course, Templar Assassin with the side blades and refractions always looking to chip down the SF with every single last hit that he can get. And then the bottom lane is even more fun, where you have another 2-on-2 matchup. That Disruptor is only barely... Has Cuckoo got another Lightning? Yeah, he does, but he's also taking damage from the Centaurs on the run. He can't Lightning again just yet. Actually, with the 3 1 charges, oh, they cut through the trees. Cuckoo read it. They keep the charge going. One more Lightning, one more attack. Cuckoo needs it. Juke it around. X-Nova. Yeah, there was no space to go inside that Fog of War. And Cuckoo is going to deny himself to the tier 2 tower so he can go home and then just instantly TP back out again.
What a player.
They want to get back into the lane. Who cares about the shared damage? Oh, Curse Crown. That's actually really going to hurt in the bottom lane. Chalice locked in position. Of course, it spills out the stun towards FY, who's got one of his own. That Rocket Barrage. So much damage with the Riptide from FY. I would say a tip for tap, but the advantage goes the way of TNC as Tims is the last woman standing.
Not as bad as you would think, though. Kills early game just don't mean too much, and now they come back with full mana and health, and Naga Beastmaster just continue to spam. Although it looks like Naga went top, which is not so bad. You want to secure this PL's lane. It's very hard to lane against the Sand King.
Well, if they can get the instant, SK still got his Burrow Strike available. They're all kind of grouping up. That's why Sam H was looking for the target. Burrow Strike's down, doesn't hit anything real. The Thunder Strike damage, Sam H will barely live thanks to the 1 charges he had. So many abilities being spammed to kill him off. They just fed the beast. Should also flag to the fact that Somnus picked up a regeneration rune to come back into mid lane, which gave him just a little bit more of an advantage against Armel. But again, kinetic field is up, but the damage is high. Cuckoo stands his ground. The lightning damage. We got very fires. FY. He can survive. Sam H wants to finish a Burrow Strike in half a second, and now through the trees needs a good target and found it. A double kill for the Sand King.
TNC just continuing to get 2-for-1s in the side lane. Winning mid as well, 17-8 versus 13-0.
But this should change, right? Like, Somnus is reaching higher raise levels. He's already got 2 stacks, but then Armel, he can't find the right line. So they salve, but then turns instant mango into raise. Woo! That looks smooth.
Maybe Dota.
Well, now who's winning CS?
Because both players just playing aggressively. It's not necessarily a mistake by Armel, but just really good play by Maybe.
Yep. That courier timing couldn't have been any better for him. Probably prepare yourself for that top lane fight once again. The track stun gonna Bits on Arme, so we can try and turn this around. Meanwhile, on bottom, it was Tim's to pick up Chalice, but Arme low on life. Sam H, another Fire Strike available, but here comes FY. The Lightning Storm means that it is the PL that goes down. No extra Fire Strike, but these bottle charges of Sam H needs to go refill them. The bounty runes are coming back up again.
He gives the bottle to Lesh. He's going to run over and grab him for him. Man, this lightning spam is so much stronger than I realized.
Nova's already reading it. That's why he's bailing out. Well, it got changed, right? Like there was, so in 7.12, Connect Field duration increased. Sorry, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
I'm reading the wrong one. They changed everything. So 7.12 Lightning Storm damage rescaled. It's now higher at lower levels, plus 30 at level 1. Rocket Barrage, and then just lock him inside the Bramble Maze. It's a little bit too easy to get that kill, and up on top they're going once again over at Sam H. Doesn't have his Burrow Strike, but this Lightning Storm trying to do so much more work. Sam H trying to reach the tree line. FY, thanks to these stick charges, LGD have the sustain to find on top lane. They lance him, getting the vision over on Cuckoo. Means he has no space to get that salve off. And LGD, now they're the ones getting the better advantage.
Just a brawl.
Love it. TNC games in a nutshell.
They're also out to a pretty good start. This is the sort of lead TNC needs to kind of run away with this game. It was very important that they win the top lane and that they didn't let the Beastmaster snowball. And I think they've killed him, what, 3 times? Like, top lane's going great.
Oh, you
Even
can say
better
goodbye
now.
to top lane. They moved off to use the shrine. So Arme, oh, maybe say not goodbye just yet. They're pinging the back one. It's like, well, you're pinging the wrong one. But a kill is a kill. You still killed the right one.
Lightning spam is insane.
Sentry wards it down. Almost getting the ensnare on mid. It's a little bit too far out of range. The Shrek is... like, eventually she has to run away. Oh, okay, maybe not. Fire Strike into the split earth, and then no follow-up. Arme's still got 1 charge as salve as well as Tango, so they're not really going to burn through his regeneration. But they want to get the 6-minute stuff. Somnus, Curse Crowns on him. Tim's ready to come back into the fight. And they just do this nice little bit of damage from range. But back up on top rune, it's Sam H on the runaway from LGD, FY as well as X-Nova. Those 1 charges, not to mention the block he was getting from the infused raindrops. Just let him live long enough to get the extra stun in and giving Cuckoo now the kills on top lane. He's got 3-3-3 at the moment for Latrak. Force X-Nova further away, and then he can back off for the bounty rune.
They're doing a great game, but now the TAs. It's a completely free game for TA. They already have a sentry down too to prevent dewarding of his traps. Remember, those do damage now as well, and it's a significant amount against a hero like Shadow Fiend.
Alright, back up to fighting condition. This bottle is just... it wasn't the most efficient move. Like, Sam H jumped, like, TP'd in with the bottle. Cuckoo was next to him, didn't give him the extra charges. Nice dodge away from Arme. A doppelganger. But they just keep giving more and more regeneration to this Latrak shield, so we can keep spamming out the lightning. With a 2-0-2 build, Somnus, real trouble. Cuckoo moved in with the lightning spam. Armel's last attack with the side traps could do the work, and they chase down FY. There's another trap to trigger. Split Earth in 1 second time. FY under the tower. They won't even need it with the Mel Strike. FY loses all of his armor, and now it's onto X-Nova. Cuckoo, not a lot of life to work with. He had the damage from that lightning storm, which is doing way too much. But X-Nova, if he goes down, this could be Armel grabbing a triple kill under the tier 1 tower. Oh boy, that's feeding even a bigger beast. A Templar Assassin with momentum, you never want to face that.
I'm starting to regret being a hipster and going away from the panel, because I should have believed in my Lesh and my TA, because they're making the heroes look as good as I thought they might be.
Middle lane Armel might be in trouble. They have no glimpse available, and the wall was very, very late from X-Nova.
The traps are just so good. They're going to give vision throughout the entire game. You farm waves with them, and these squishy heroes on LGD, the Naga, the Disruptor, the SF, like, they just die once they get dove a little bit with refraction.
Should also flag the fact that, like, for all these kills that have been happening, the Gyrocopter's been on the bottom lane, just basically free farming. And thanks to Tim's aggressive ward, they see Chalice, the homing missile is way too far away, but the Gyrocopter's basically been having a free lane on bottom. There is little to nothing the Beastmaster can do. And middle lane, Somnus, oh, glimpse back, but the attack was already in animation. And Somnus will fall. They're trying to help, but they're just not fast enough. There's no instant disable to control up the TA. Everything is projectile or time-based.
I'm not so sure this matchup is anything close to 50-50 anymore.
Fire strike up on top, split earth follow up. As he goes lightning, then the split earth. He knows doppelganger is available for Arme, tanking a little bit too deep. They should jump away with the epicenter. Arme, he's salving up in the tree lines. They couldn't get the damage onto him. Sam H misses on the fire strike. Now Cuckoo back in again. Will need a split earth to create some space. Somnus has moved in, looking for the raise. He's trying to position himself correctly. Now he does so. Sam H will fall. And Leshrac, rooted over in the tree line, has a couple of one charges, but knows he's dead. One quick lightning just to remember him by. But a quick rotation from Somnus helps secure 2 kills on top lane. But they lose their tier 1 tower in mid.
About to say the same. We saw this in the previous games. They really only care about Armel and Raven on TNC, and they're just making space as those heroes accelerate, push objectives, farm waves. Who cares if they die under tower? They're forcing all these rotations and making tons of space.
The sacrifice that you're willing to make.
Team players.
Team pressure is as well. Like, that's the beauty of Leshrac, right? He gets like 1 point up in Edict. It doesn't even 1 point in Edict. If Lightning really is this all-powerful thing, which he did, he put the 3rd point into the Lightning, they can just clean the waves. Caustic Finale, level 2. Lightning Storm, level 3. There's just so much pop damage that continues to go through the waves. Smoke gank from Somnus and FY is going to fail. I actually pinged looking towards Roshan, but it was the Leshrac on the hill.
PL's so far behind now. I feel like a lot of this has to do with the laning matchups LGD chose. I don't think he wanted the PL against the Sanking the whole time. I think they could have pressured the Disruptor Gyro lane a lot. Instead, there's a Beastmaster there who gets zoned completely for the most part.
He's also a Beastmaster that created a 2.5 stack was left behind. And Gyrocopter just farmed it up while farming the wave and harassing the Beastmaster himself. So things not going their way. Smoke gang from TNC. Hunting for a target. Somnus is in a good position. Now a bad position. The jump in with the TA trap. Meld strike. Split earth. It connects. And that's goodbye to Somnus. Not even a death ultimate for him. Ensnare? Okay, well that's going to be off target for him. As that Blink Dagger for Templar Assassin is already up and running. They'll glimpse him away and into the storm. Call down from Raven, tries to create space, and that Black Cannon damage is hitting so hard into X-Nova, and TNC is kill after kill. The Kurt's crown, the one that Nova is wearing, will bring him down. And 4 heroes in total all fall down in a very, very, very close proximity. That's a 6.4k net worth Templar Assassin. The nearest to him is 3.5 SF.
Unbelievable.
He's going to have his Desolator pretty soon.
And TNC is playing so well. SEA Dota came to play this tournament. And
Somnus,
looking good.
he hung around to actually get the denial on the tower, and now he's going to cop the epicenter. Meld strike. Boom! Short work for the denial of the tower. Maybe Chalice can look for some revenge. He's got Roar available. Oh, Armel! He went invis. Where's the detection? It's not there. Armel could just wait it out and blink away to safety. Sam H will burrow strike, but again, it's a sacrificial lamb to make their 2 big cores worthwhile. That would have been a huge kill. He's 7-1-3 on that TA. Now FY. Song of the Siren has to be committed to run away. Cuckoo was actually committing the Pulse Nova as well.
He plays a really deep ward. Perfect. Sets up for the tier 2 push after they get this tier 1 in a couple minutes. And this Armel is just out of control at this point.
He just rumbles into the tier 2 tower.
Oh
Lightning to TA trap and Melt strike. They put down the Bramble in case anyone else from LGD wanted to fight. But back into the shadows. Dark Willow goes, escaping from the SF, who was also thinking about coming to help out. FY. Nice mirror image dodge. Showing some kind of style in such a horrible position.
This TA is going to have Blink Deso before the PL has diffused.
Actually, I think she may have more than Blink Deso by the time PL finishes Diffusal. Like,
Bit of a BKB.
She needs another 600 gold, and she has the Desolator with 13 minutes in for Armel just to gain so much momentum. And they have claimed 2 tier 1 towers. They can claim some more. Cuckoo just running into mid. Hey, X-Nova. They're going to try and glimpse him away, but that won't stop Armel from jumping forward. Another TA trap to saw him down. Tims can't close the distance, and Cuckoo also cannot arrive in time.
Need somebody with a hood on the Sand King. He's just not, he doesn't care about any of the damage output. And he's just running after PL.
He's got no doppelganger. He can't run away from this. You go to a quick sandstorm. He just wants to stay in range. He can trigger off his own hood again. Here comes the Axis, but Cuckoo has arrived. Look for the lightning and the pulse nova. Arme knows he can't survive, and then the bramble. Chalice can't go anywhere. Somnus will die. Cuckoo with the double. They cannot close the distance on Arme, however. All three LGD players backing off past the tier 2 tower. They're even using smoke. This isn't so they can engage. This is so they can move a little bit faster away from TNC.
Toby, this game just feels over. TNC has just seemed to improve as the tournament goes on, and they're just, like, they're dumpstering LGD.
Man, LGD, there will be no white flag upon my door. They are holding. They somehow believe there is hope in this game somewhere. They had the combination. It's the combination of newbie. It's the Naga disrupt the combination. This is meant to work for them, but they're dying so much they can never set up as a squad.
The TA is just out of control, and this is what happens with this hero when you get this strong. Pretty soon, his traps will be able to one-shot waves, and you can farm waves, ancients, so quickly that you're going to be like 1 or 2 items ahead of the team, of the enemy team, for like the entire game. And not to mention, you can just 2-shot supports.
Oh my god! And you just got a double damage route, and the Observer Ward watched all the rotation down to the bottom lane.
It's a Roche right there.
Yeah, it is. They're not even caring about the tier 1 tower. How many times have we seen a trade-off like this? A tier 1 tower for Roshan? Sure. But the Desolator, actually, the courier got sent back for some reason. It's coming out in the courier now. It's got the Yasha. It doesn't. Hang on, who was that owned by? It's owned by Raven. So Desolator arrives, damage goes through the roof, Tranquil Boots as well for Dark Willow, of course, why not? She's already got a Hood of Defiance, a Veil of Discord, so that's going to amplify the damage. And if LGD come and fight this, they're begging for it. They're begging to die. Even this SK didn't even go Blink Dagger. He's got a freaking Fit Booster with his Hood. Like, they don't have enough damage to kill him. He just finished up a Vanguard. Is he just going to build a Crimson?
He might. They don't really need initiation. They just need the Sand King to stay alive. He can just stun in and tank the damage.
So the Sand King is kind of playing the same roles we've seen like Pit Lords playing, where they get like the pipes and the Crimsons, and then you just push high ground before the enemy team can be ready for you.
Sounds about right. I mean, once they get the Sages, what's stopping them?
Nothing. They're going to smoke up, 4-man smoke, away from any Dire vision, of course, because they can't cross the river. Dire have scanned. I don't think it actually pinged positively, however. And TNC have just ramped up the mid. LGD knows something is awry. They know TNC are just out for blood, so they smoke themselves, but here comes Sam H. Fire Strike forward, cops the Roar, Song of the Sign from FY, wants to reset, but then a lot of this damage doesn't work. They're just trying to get themselves out of the damn Bramble Maze, but they can't do it, but they get the double storm. Armel caught with Tim, they didn't have the BKB. LGD! Here they come, down the mid. They've got the damage this time until they've lost all the heroes. Raven at the high ground. For a moment, I'm like, yay! We're gonna have a close game! But no. Arme's still on the run. Homing missiles off cooldown in half a second time, but it won't matter. Raven just runs him down, and that is 4 heroes from LGD pushing up the daisies.
And they get Armel, but then there's Raven, and wow.
There's the optimism at the end of the
you almost gave me hope for them, Toby. You were so excited, but
that's what it's all about. You gotta believe in the underdog, but I'm also loving the way TNC's playing.
This new Lightning build, I usually play it with Edict, but this Lightning change, like, he's just, it feels like there's purple lightning bolts everywhere. And he's just cleaning up house.
Hey, there was a question, right? Question of if this could work as a support. And right now, Cuckoo is more than proven it. Of course, they are running a very high momentum style lineup. They're running that run at you top lane approach. Now, back in for Roshan. No Song of the Siren for 80 seconds, so very difficult for LGD to contest this at all. And the Psionic Trap to set up, and Templar Assassin is a beast. And now Templar Assassin will be immortal. Aegis the Mortal goes to her.
I'm not really sure how you come back from this. At this point, like, it's still no diffusing.
LGD is just wishing, hoping, thinking, praying. Like, they're gonna find some way in.
What's the, what are the win probabilities? That's what I gotta know.
Win probability? It's not good. Not gonna lie to you. Not good. 91%. No, I should say 9% for LGD.
I don't even know what the timing they can really look for is. They need a huge song into like a 3 or 4 man disrupt roll before any BKBs come out.
It's like BKB for Somnus, right? Like that's the only thing that's going to allow him to stand in the fight. But he still needs max souls. But he hasn't sat at max souls for a long time.
And I think your TNC just group up,
Can
get the
you
remaining
just,
towers.
like you just song like they caught the TA really nicely. Like that song into Disruptor ulti. If you have that follow up of the Requiem, but this is LGD's bread and butter. This is what makes this combination work and what creates space for the Phantom Lancer to do something. He at least has his Diffusal Blade now, so this is an upside. Downside is they're losing their tier 2 tower. It's the last remaining out of tower gone by 19 minutes in the game. They're looking for a rebuttal with a tier 1 tower in mid. Not seeing any TP support. X-Nova is kind of waiting for it as well, but they don't want to. You know, TNC, it's all about the high ground. It's all about the tier 3. It's all about taking that #1 position and getting the opposite side of the bracket to Virtus Pro.
They're still showing middle too, so this gives TNC time to set up and posture around this tower.
Level 1 edict push.
They might look to fight this.
Somnus has arrived. Sam A trying to hide in the tree line. Starts with the Burrow Strike. Right now, all TNC want to do is just finish up this rack. So PL, he's slowly taking this tier 1 tower on top. They throw out the Bramble once more. Beastmaster getting caught. Another Burrow Strike. War is out. Somnus real low. Armel jumped in, hit him so damn hard. Finally, this tier 3 tower will fall. The PL is still refusing to come back. He's almost finished the tier 1. Fortification was delaying that TP back. But there's the jump forward. Song of the Siren. Prep up. They've got the Lashrak, they've got the T8, but they haven't got the backline. Tims, he can just send them all running away, and he did it. He kept the Disruptor out of the play, but Disruptor still gets combination off. It doesn't really matter. A gives him little pops. Armel's back into the fight, hitting right into FY. Doesn't have a target on him. Needs to deal with Arme. Instead, this mana burn is so brutal. He may have to hide inside of Mel for half a second, and Sam H lets the epicenter create a little bit more distance between LGD and TNC, but they're in trouble. Without the Lashrak, without that control, you do have the ensnare. He's outside the wall. And he limps back in. Burrow Strike available. Sam H. But that was optimistic. Dies in front of all of LGD.
And a little optimistic on that dive, but I like the way you can see the item build that Tim's went for. Just paying off where, oh sorry, Sam H. He doesn't want to blink where he just kind of be waiting on the outskirts. Instead, he just positions himself between his team and the enemy and just sets up kills. Sets up good stuns. He doesn't actually need to be blinking in. He can just stand there and safeguard his carries.
Where's my pension?
I'm kind of surprised that he didn't actually spend any more of his money before death. He's sitting on 1,600 gold right now. So maybe he's still thinking about going back into the Blink Dagger. So it's not going to be finishing up the Crimson Guard. But yeah, here's that start. The Meteor Hammer. The lockdown. I thought Terrorize actually from Tim's was going to go onto the LGD players inside the wall.
I think it might have been able to. I'm not sure if Terrorize cast range can outrange Song, but I think he can also interrupt the Meteor Hammer initiation too.
But it was that interesting kind of play. We come back live now, as the advantage is still 17,000. The probability got better after that fight. It's now only 87% chance that TNC will win this game.
Just wait till the Gyrocopter finishes his BKB.
There it is.
Yep, TA's finished his. Now you're at a point where as long as you get your spells off on TNC and commit to a fight, even if you get roared on somebody, even if the Beastmaster is on top of you, I'm pretty sure, or the PL rather, I think you just live through it and continue fighting.
Well, the PL's pushing top lane with FY. Kind of Meteor Hammer and just force down this building as best as he possibly can before TNC are ready to push through bottom, but they're coming again. I don't think TNC want this game to drag on at all. They want kills, kills, kills. And with these BKBs, they'll be good. Somnus has his own, but buyback-wise, like, he bought out for this. The only one who has buyback is the Beastmaster for LGD. And here they come, hitting into that melee racks. A lot of damage. Sam H has to go inside the Sandstorm, trying to clean up these PL illusions. Wait for the jump. Glimpsing them back. Burrow Strike out as well. Slow chip damage. TNC will be happy to reset. Remember, that Song of the Siren Storm is what they're concerned about. They cannot group up and get caught out by this. At least that Necro books are gone. That's unfortunate for the Beastmaster. Somnus getting hit by one of the side blade attacks. They still have to finish the job on the melee rack. More hits. Sam H, he's in range of that sentry once again. They clearly see him, and even a secondary one inside the lane. Sam H pulled back in, the double barrel strike, and then the hit. Somnus takes so much damage with the flat cannon call down from Raven. TNC, they have all the damage in the world. Now LGD have no life and no hope. GG is the call. TNC will take the first position out of the Group A tiebreakers. LGD into that second slot. I believe they actually go 3-1, potentially with the breakdown with Optic, I believe.
That was it.
Actually, no, it was already
super
done.
crisp game.
It's not even.
Choose your hero.